In this video here, I'm going to give you a complete beginner's guide to selling clothing online. I've been running my own clothing brand for about 7 years now. I've done hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of sales. And this video here isn't going to be generic advice. It's going to go into the nuances. I'm going to share with you all of the little secrets, all of the little tricks to make sales online for your brand in 2022 right now. I hope you enjoy. Apparel Success is sponsored by my buds over at BrandCrowd. BrandCrowd's a logo maker tool. You type in the name of the logo that you want to have made, hit enter, thousands of logos will come up. You choose the logo that you like, then you can edit and refine that logo as long as you want for free until it's perfect. This is a Hundo P design I had made for my own clothing brand using BrandCrowd. If you're interested, head over to brandcrowd.com/apparel success and you can get 66% off at checkout. All right, so the very first secret that I'm going to share with you here when it comes to selling clothing online and getting real results is we need to go a layer deeper and understand the reason why somebody's going to want to buy your clothing exactly. And for the people who watch this channel all the time, I'm about to repeat something that is so worth hearing. There are 4 main reasons why people buy clothing. And all you have to do with your clothing brand is hit on one of these reasons and do it well. The first reason is emotion. How does your clothing make your customer feel when they buy it, when they're wearing it around their friends, and when they're wearing it in public? This is the main reason why people buy my clothing brand. I run a Canadian-based clothing brand here, and people buy it because of the Canadiana in it and because of the humor, the Canadian humor that's inside of it. They buy it because it's funny. When they wear it around their friends, people laugh. And there's also some aesthetic to the design, but it's mainly based on the emotion. So that could be one of the main reasons. Number 2, aesthetic of the design. How does the clothing actually look? Is there an aesthetic to your clothing? Does it look really good? That could be a reason on its own why somebody wants to buy your clothing. And that might be the main reason why people want to buy your clothing. Number 3 is status. Does your clothing elevate your customer's status by wearing it around their friends? And number 4 is utility value. Does your clothing offer any sort of utility function, like a specific pocket that people might need when they go skiing or snowboarding or something? So you don't need to have all of those reasons inside of your clothing in order for people to buy it. You just need to figure out, why are people going to buy your brand? If you're a lifestyle brand that's based on, mental health or something, it's likely going to be almost entirely because of the emotion and because of the passion and because they're supporting your movement. But if you're a streetwear brand and you're a killer designer, maybe the only reason why people are going to be buying your brand is because of the design aesthetic. The designs are just sick and you're a super talented designer. Or maybe you're trying to go for like a Gucci and raise people's status and charge really high prices. You just really need to get clear on this, because if you don't know this, it's really going to hurt your ability when it comes to marketing and really getting those sales online with everything else that you put on top of it. So if you're struggling to make sales right now for your brand, you're a beginner, that's the very first thing that you want to do, is get clear on which of those 4 reasons people will want to buy your clothing. What is the value that they're going to be getting out of your brand? And once you do that, the second secret that I want to share with you when it comes to truly making this work and making sales for your brand and for your clothing online is you need to establish credibility for your brand. And what credibility is, another word for it is trust. People need to trust that when they purchase through your brand, that it's legit, that the orders are going to actually arrive, that you're a real company, and that you're not just scamming them, and that you're legit. So basically, the way that you establish credibility, there are 2 main ways that I want to mention here for every beginner that they can start putting in place to really help them with sales. The first way is by creating a really professional looking website. Your website shouldn't have any spelling mistakes on it. It should be designed really well. The user experience should be really good. And the overall aura of your brand on your website, the perception that people should be getting, is that you are a legit clothing brand. Even if you're just starting up, your brand is legit. It's for real. And when people come to your website and they do their shopping, that's the experience that you want them to have. That's the impression that you want to be giving. So make sure you spend a lot of time working on your website and making sure that your website is made to the best of your ability. So what we're doing right now, before we get into the second way to build credibility for your brand, is we're just getting the building blocks in place to really make this work. We're really establishing a solid foundation for you to make sales on top of. And these are the things that most brands never do. And it's the reason why most brands just never end up getting any sales for their brand. Like they literally don't sell anything. So getting this stuff in place, then when you apply marketing strategies on top of it, it'll actually work for you. So the second way to build credibility for your brand is through getting social proof. And getting social proof, what this means is there's people out there that are already supporting your brand. There's clear evidence that, people are already wearing it and your brand's already thriving, your brand's already cool. There's a bit of a paradox with this though, because how do you have pictures of customers if you don't have any customers yet? The way to get around this is by literally giving out free gear to your friends, going and doing photo shoots with groups of friends and taking pictures, doing things that are related to your brand concept, sharing that on your website so that while people are scrolling through your website, subconsciously they're saying, oh, wow, this brand already has people wearing it. This brand already is thriving. They're already doing their own thing. And that makes your brand so much more credible. Same thing with your Instagram accounts, same thing with your TikTok accounts. You've got to start somewhere, and you can start with your own network, your own friend group. Get out, invest the time into taking pictures, shooting videos, showcase that on your site and on your social media, and it's going to help like crazy when it comes to selling. All right, so now we're going to get into the littlest nuances when it comes to selling clothing online. The very next thing that you need to do is figure out a traffic source to your website, and then it's your website's job to convert that traffic into customers. And one thing that I recommend is keeping your website layout super simple. A huge mistake that I see clothing brands make from doing hundreds of brand reviews and giving feedback is a lot of clothing brands go, I'm going to be different and unique. And then they create this whole new structure for their website like you've never seen before. And they don't do it well enough. And what ends up happening is it destroys all of the credibility of their brand. It makes their brand look amateur, and it really hurts the user experience, and it's not optimized for conversions. What people are used to shopping online, like the format, the structure with the product images on the white background laid out really consistently from left to right where you just scroll through them, that's what people are used to, and that's a good thing. That's what you want to be doing on your website when you're first starting, and then you can slowly introduce little nuances if you want, like little changes and differences in your website. But just from the beginning, make sure that your website is super clean, super simple. Don't get overly creatively ambitious with this at first. Let's just start making some sales. All right, so before we move on and start talking about the traffic sources to your website, let's backtrack a bit and just go over the essentials here. Your brand needs to have a clear brand concept, and within that concept, we need to know the reason why people are going to buy your brand. My brand concept is representing rural Canada, and we make designs inspired by the crazy things we say in rural Canada. So it's very clear. We're selling to a particular niche, to a particular audience. Everything is communicated through that. It blocks out a lot of people, but we're perfect for a group of people. And that's how your brand needs to be. Assuming you have that figured out for your brand, then you need social proof. So get out, take pictures, and put that on your website, put that on your social media. And then on top of that, make sure that your website is optimized for conversions. It's simple, it looks professional, and that professionalism is going to give you credibility and help you actually convert your sales. So when it comes to traffic sources, when we're talking about organic traffic that you don't need to pay for, there's really three main options right now: TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Those are like the best organic traffic sources. So take your pick on which one you want to drill on, 1, 2, 3, or all of them, and just hammer it with content related to your brand. And you'll be driving people to your website that are related to your brand concept, that understand your brand concept. When they get to your website, hopefully they'll like your products because your products speak for themselves. It's connecting with them on the level that they're at and with their identity. And based on that, they're going to want to convert and they're going to want to buy and support your clothing brand and wear your clothing. What I'm doing for my own clothing brand is posting on TikTok about 3 times a day and Instagram Reels, and they're getting a lot of reach. The content that I'm creating is funny Canadian content because that's who my audience is. They resonate with funny Canadian humor. When they go to my website, all of the products are for those people. So most of them really like the content. And that's what's leading to conversions on my website. It's really not made to be complicated here. It's not supposed to be very complex and difficult to understand. It's very simple. But within creating something that's working like that and it's simple, takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of really honing in your craft and honing in exactly what your brand concept is. So that's what I recommend for any brand starting out. 3 TikToks a day, even 2 is good. On Instagram Reels, same thing. Drive that traffic to your website, and you can do that all without spending money. And then if you want to invest in ads, I really recommend investing in TikTok ads and Instagram ads and Facebook ads and setting up those retargeting ads, retargeting people who have already now been to your website from your organic content, creating lookalike audiences of people who are a part of your community on TikTok and Instagram and your website visitors and targeting those people. And with all of that working together, you've got a pretty good combination to really start making sales for your brand and really getting the ball rolling. So, I really hope that helps, and I wish you all the best. If this video helped you out, please hit the like button for me and let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. And if you haven't already, check out my free clothing brand marketing masterclass. All you have to do to get access is go to apparelsuccess.com/masterclass. You can watch the whole thing for free, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.